Do doctors get kickbacks from pharmaceutical companies? You had a really
Yeah.
quite an amazing profile in your book. Quite a
Yeah, in
frightening
my
profile.
book, I talked about erythropoietin, which Amgen Pharmaceuticals was doing bundling, is what they called it. You would think of it as volume discounting. And you see doctors, and this is changing, health reform is actually changing this. Doctors in oncology, in nephrology, and rheumatology make a lot of money off of the markup on the drugs. You know, I pay wholesale and I sell at retail on drugs that we administer in our office. And with erythropoietin, the wholesale price went down as the volume of drug that the doctors use went down. A four-person practice who used a little bit of erythropoietin in 2007 would probably lose money because they had to pay a nurse to inject it. But a four-person practice that used a lot of erythropoietin because of bundling could make $750,000 in 1 year if they used a lot of erythropoietin. And this led to doctors looking for reasons why they could prescribe this drug because they needed to sell more and more to make more and more. And ultimately, Amgen did a series of studies to try to help their salespeople suggest reasons to use this drug. And unfortunately, those studies actually showed that the drug actually stimulated cancer growth. As a matter of fact, I got in a moment that Father Fallon would have been very proud of me. I released a daisy cutter at an FDA meeting when I referred to erythropoietin as miracle grow for cancer tumor fertilizer. Front page above the fold, New York Times. Erythropoietin is incredibly limited. No one can get the drug now for cancer unless they sign a statement saying, I realize I'm not being treated with curative intent, number one, and you cannot use it on people who have cervical cancer, breast cancer, head and neck cancer. Those were the tumors where it was actually found to stimulate tumor growth. Amgen has not had to pay for what they were doing except on Wall Street where their stock has gone down. But that's an example of that's a very egregious example. It's still, to me, very raw emotionally. And doctors and the drug company were very much at fault.